I'm Tom with VapePowered. In this video, we'll take a look at the eGo vape pens, currently the most popular type of personal vaporizer. We'll look at Clearomizers and Cartomizers as well. The standard eGo e-cigs are composed of just a battery and a tank called a Clearomizer. Some refer to these as vape pens. Joytech originally developed the eGo battery, but now there are tons of clones on the market. We'll take a look at the batteries first. The latest eGo batteries have two types of threading to accommodate the different style of tanks. The outer ring is called eGo and the inner is a 510 connection. For example, the Mini VV Nova Clearomizer uses a 510 connection and the Kanga Pro Tank Mini uses an eGo. Charging is also done through the 510 connection, which connects through USB on the other end. The larger the battery capacity, the longer the battery will last. Battery life estimations are rough, but a 650 mAh battery can last a day or more if used only occasionally. The basic eGo battery just has a button to turn it on and no other features. To use it, just hold down the button while inhaling. 5 quick consecutive presses will lock the battery in off mode so it cannot accidentally turn on. For example, when it's kept in your pocket. Most styles do not have a replaceable battery, so the entire part has to be replaced if the battery dies. Here's an example of another eGo battery, the eGo C Twist. It has a dial on one end to adjust the voltage. Increasing the voltage will increase the power, which should produce more vapor. However, having a voltage too high could have a negative effect too. It really depends on the ejuice and the atomizer type. This is a little bit more advanced, which we'll go over at another time. All other eGo batteries are just variations with other bells and whistles. Clearomizers consists of a clear ejuice tank and an atomizer. The mouthpiece is called a drip tip. Atomizers have a wick that absorbs the ejuice and a coil to vaporize it. They come in several resistances, which is actually measured through the coil. They work the opposite of voltage. Lower resistances will allow more power, which usually produces more vapor. But again, it depends on the ejuice type and other factors. Atomizers have to be replaced every 2 or 3 weeks, or eventually the flavor will taste burnt, or the atomizer will clog. Some Clearomizers do not have a replaceable atomizer, so the entire piece has to be replaced. For example, the CE4 tank. You can get approximately 100 drags in a 2 ml tank of ejuice. If there are 10 drags per tobacco cigarette, a 2 ml tank will be equivalent to 10 cigarettes. Top feed Clearomizers have atomizers that sit above the ejuice and provide a warm vape. However, the tank has to be tilted horizontally from time to time for the ejuice to wick properly. Bottom feed atomizers sit below the ejuice and does not need to be tilted, but provide a cooler vape. Cartomizers are also available for the eGo batteries. They are an ejuice cartridge and an atomizer in one. The differences are that the entire cartridge has to be replaced instead of just the atomizer, and the wick is made out of a polyfill material that works like a sponge. Some Cartomizers come with a tank. Nicotine content for ejuice are offered in multiples of 6 mg per milliliter of liquid. 18 mg is equivalent to a regular tobacco cigarette, or some vapors call it analogs. If you're completely new to e-cigs, I recommend watching the previous video on the different types as well. If you thought the tutorial was helpful and want to see more, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.